Hi, Congressman Ron Kind reporting from Washington. Today marks the anniversary of the September 11th attacks. It's a reminder of the loss of life that occurred in that day, but also the individual acts of heroism that was performed in order to go to the aid of many of our American citizens that were unjustifiably attacked on September 11th. It just also happens to coincide with an important speech that the President made about the rising threat of ISIS in Iraq and Syria. The President laid out a plan on how we can best degrade and prevent the spread of ISIS, the evil terrorist organization that is wreaking havoc in the Middle East, and if gone unchecked, could pose an increasing imminent danger to the security interests of the United States. Now, I've been very clear with the President and his administration that I would not support, and nor is he asking for the reintroduction of American combat troops on the ground. I think this goes back to a classic Sunni-Shia conflict that's been raging for centuries. This is an issue that has to be resolved by the people in the region, from the neighbors that are being impacted directly by it. We can't do that for them. But as the President pointed out during his speech to the nation, there are certain things that the United States can provide: leadership in the region, targeted airstrikes, certain training and equipping of those groups who are willing to stand up to ISIS and defend themselves, and build a larger coalition of resistance to ISIS. All these things will be crucial in order to stop the growing threat that ISIS now possesses. I've always viewed it my highest responsibility to do everything that we can to ensure the safety and the security of American citizens, both at home and abroad. ISIS is yet another terrorist organization that has arisen, that has been committing unspeakable acts of horror, and has also indicated their desire to strike at the United States and many of our allies. So as we move through this process right now, working with the President, it's my responsibility to dive into the details and ask the tough questions. In a little bit, I'll be attending a classified briefing to get more information of what's happening on the ground over there and what steps we can practically take in order to address the ISIS threat. Whether there's going to be an exit strategy, how long is this going to entail? What does the definition of success mean? How much is this going to cost, given the nation rebuilding that we have to do here at home? And what will be the level of our military involvement in that region, short of combat troops on the ground again? These are tough questions and probably very difficult answers. It's a complicated situation. I just want to caution people that this is something that cannot be eradicated overnight. It's going to require a sustained focus and commitment, not just from the United States, but from our allies and other people who want to work with us in the region. So as the days continue and as we focus on this issue more, I encourage your feedback, comments, ideas, questions that you might have. I'll be back home soliciting your advice too. It will help me do a better job of representing you. But in the meantime, there are still many, many questions and many blanks that have to be filled in. Rest assured that I've been to many deployment ceremonies of our Guard and Reserve units back home, and also welcome home ceremonies. Many of them have been deployed and redeployed a number of times in Iraq and Afghanistan. I hear in their voices and I see in their eyes the fatigue that these constant deployments have had on them. That's why I'm extremely reluctant to support any more redeployments and introduction of combat ground troops, given the tremendous sacrifice that's required. But I don't think that's going to be necessary. I think there are certain steps that we can take short of that that could prove very effective against this rising threat. So again, I encourage your feedback, comments, questions that you might have, and I'll do my best to answer them.